Alright, welcome everybody. This is gonna be a video about reviews of Marvel movies. Now, as I've mentioned before, and probably when I first started this quote-unquote podcast, it's just supposed to have like a podcasty vibe, not an actual podcast, Just gotta get some clicks, right? We gotta do that. Everybody gotta do that. But yeah, it kind of works in the same space as I'm using this videos and stuff to talk about stuff that I find semi-important, not super important, but I just want to talk about it and I want to rant. And that is what I wanted to do from the very beginning, but I ended up taking the cheaper option and just describing what's happening to my Sims around me and stuff. But that on the other side, let's get started. So I created a script. Let's see if I can follow it. It's like, and it's very tongue-in-cheek, to be honest. I was like, wow, a coherent and organized scripted video. Shocker, shocked Pikachu face. We all know that. So today, welcome back to another Sims 4 Legacy Life and Death breakdown, commentary, and review as previously promised. So, what shall we review today? I have been watching and rewatching the MCU, aka every movie according to the Disney Plus timeline. Obviously, though, disregarding Captain Marvel and the Marvels, as I can't. Girl boss thing, I can't do it. I'm sorry, it's cringe. It's nothing new. It's all over the place. As a teenager, girl boss stuff was cool. Girls kicking ass was cool. But as an adult, it's way too forced down your throat when there's so much more that can be done with characters. Yeah. Okay, but that's the reasoning for that, obviously, right? How to put in reasoning. And yeah. And what just overall, what I've learned about commentary and criticism when it comes to art and movies and shows and these things is like throughout, as a society, the whole we live in a society, that millennial uncool youngster meme that applies to our current situation. So we as a society have forgotten how to have fun. Like, movies and TV and entertainment are meant to be fun and something you do for fun and to essentially waste time, right? We do all these things so that we can get our endorphins going and stuff, but a lot of the time, that time and space can be filled up with something a lot more meaningful. So art is meaningful, don't get me wrong, come on, it's meaningful, but we don't have to poke at it and expect the best and the most coming from each and everything that we view and we examine. Alright? A game can be good for certain aspects, and other aspects it can kind of destroy it. And that's a whole thing. That's like anything in life, to be honest. So yeah, we as a society, as I'll say again, have forgotten how to have fun. Alright? And we use art as a way to waste time to get to the nitty-gritty. Okay, so come on now. Not everything, needs to be analyzed and criticized deeply. Small things, yes, deeply to the extent where you're it kind of gives you a stale taste and you don't wish to touch food that another person has made a weird face while eating, or their criticisms kind of take you off the meal. That's what I'm getting at. That's how it feels like. like watching those overanalyzing videos, and then like maybe having had checked that specific movie or TV show beforehand, and then comparing that to how you feel afterwards. That's essentially what I'm trying to get at. So moving forward, it's like art, like, you know, it's that thing that we used to be made fun of for liking, and that we and others used to do for fun and was frowned upon in society. Like, instead we have become the thing we hated most in those early 2000s years. Like, we find every movie and show just like their creators. Directors want the next big and epic thing, but not having any bit of uniqueness, and just easy to throw on a dartboard and target every point you think that will get you a hit and be the next big blockbuster. Now, next big blockbuster, it fits perfectly with the franchise that refused to evolve and double down. That's what it feels like nowadays. If something is criticized, or if we just want to go back to having some good goofs and gaffs and funny and light and liking and chilling stuff, right? Yeah. That's not most people's prerogative, the ones who create, and also ends up not becoming a prerogative for those who get entertained by said entertainment. Okay, so without making a tier list, like my favorites over this last month have, and can we thank streaming services for that. Something that would take forever to find and watch and like and do all this is right there at your fingertips. It doesn't cost $100 like how cable TV used to. I think it used to be like 50 or 80 freaking month, if I remember correctly. Maybe it's even higher than that back in those days. Alright, so yeah, where was I? Went on a tangent. Okay, so yeah, my favorites ended up being number 1, Black Widow, the one I'll be talking about today. Spoilers. So basically, my reasonings for liking it, it's a good female original work, okay? It talks about family and love and desire for that type of life, despite the, magnification of, and by magnification I'm basically meaning is like you've stripped or tried, like that villain, and villains similar to him have stripped and tried to strip away at the emotions, at the ethics, sensitivity, empathy of the woman who this project was set upon on. So yeah, that's like they've magnificated them basically, like how sometimes for countries, like some men are like out there through the pride of the country, and women who just wanna get out there and serve their country and do this and do that. This is what the Widow Project felt like for me. It was like the magnification of young girls and women for the Widow Project. Super soldiers that are soldiers and they're only meant to be soldiers and nothing more, and that is the path that they should go on, and how they deviate from that, and we're shown the complexities and the consequences of such force and not having forethought, and the use that powers use in order for you to be a pawn in their games. Like, more people writing women or just characters in general. Come on. Like, take notes, okay? Scarlett Johansson did nothing wrong. She had an awesome movie. It had a really nice impact, as I just talked about. It was a fresh perspective to a trope of trained assassins, and a good overall movie, meant to be watched by everyone. And these things I'm going to talk about with Natasha, this is what makes a good, strong female character and good, strong female lead. So throughout the movies, like Natasha's care for her found family, her sweet interactions with her male colleagues, her healing their wounds, but us never kind of like knowing her wounds and her experience. It is only ever like referenced in a cryptic or just open in the face, generic, repeated way. Awesome way on my side note. It was an awesome way, to be honest, because like once we learn about her, we never like truly knew beforehand what makes Natasha. Like, there's a lot to click or like, with how her progress through those movies was, is that if you didn't watch through these things, you would just think, you wouldn't really know her, and it really humanized her, but she was already humanized to begin with, and this was just a cherry on top for that storyline. Okay, like, and here's like what we're shown in order to add into that. Like, we're just like shown a badass, emotionally intelligent, very crucial to the team without having to be a powerhouse character. Yeah, that. Take notes, Miss Captain Marvel. Like, to the point that people, and this is gonna be bad, but likely anime fans saying that she is the weakest. Yeah, I was gonna add a little personal offhand Michi tears. Sorry, but that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like everywhere. No, like, nobody wants a Nami, nobody wants a Robin, nobody wants these like intelligent, important to the story, like emotional or just like helpful, feminine women. Apparently we cannot have that, which is why Hunter Schafer did an awesome job as Coriolanus' cousin. Alright. Oh, and I went through all of this, and looking back at my notes, I'm like, I forgot about the tier list. Like, I was gonna tell you guys like which ones I liked and everything, and I did, but I made it specifically talking about Natasha and the Black Widow storyline. But yeah, I forgot about the tier list. Yeah, so for that reason, expect more analysis, non-expert quote on the analysis on other movies from the MCU. Okay, so I was supposed to mention the movies I loved most, but now that feels till the end, which ones I liked more. So Number 1 is obviously Black Widow. Number 2 is Captain America. That was just, ooh man, like the way they did that whole thing, and the guy is hot, let's be honest. Alright, yeah, Captain America, and I just like love Doctor Strange. Like he is fun and new and different and magical and something that we don't really see from other characters. You know, the whole magic thing and all that. We see it from Wanda, but you know, only after she interacts more with Doctor Strange and his whole, we'll talk about him in a different video. Okay, and number 3, Avengers Infinity War. And number 4, all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. They are awesome. The characters are hilarious. A lot of them don't even feel overpowered. Some of them feel underpowered, and their just use of their abilities is so cool and unexpected a lot of the time. And they really truly are a gang, a misfits and family for each other. It's beautiful. Just like we have a couple of these misfits up in here in this video. Don't worry, I know this is Tim's video, so I will talk about my characters and what I was up to. So yeah, and number 5 was Endgame. I really liked it. Like the first time I watched it, I didn't really like it, but I watched it again. It was very good. It's just I preferred Infinity War a lot more. And honestly, for the Captain America, or not Captain America, Thor movies, like I love the Thor movies. Like, come on, they're awesome too. I was like, come on, anybody, what can you say? Chris Hemsworth has beautiful hair. It's cringy, but he has beautiful hair. Not to now that we're reaching the middle portion, so it's like not to detract from my thesis, but yeah, this quote analysis is just to show what I loved about this movie. Despite the drama, despite other extra quote-unquote issues and quote-unquote non-issues, I don't feel I need to go into it, because again, I'm just a semi-gamer that games everything, okay? This project was something I wanted to talk about because I thought to myself, me going through all of these movies, I'm probably one of the only people who has this much free time to watch and rewatch these movies from a new lens. The lens being of a non-critical, fun movies and shows. And another unpopular opinion, I love Thor, Love and Thunder. Yeah, didn't think that anybody would ever say that, did you? Liking and loving Thor, Love and Thunder. And this is where my joke was supposed to come in, but I left it up. Yeah, like also talk. That's something that's gonna come later. What can I say? Chris Hemsworth has beautiful hair. But now that we're kind of nearing the end of the script, did I come off? This is for interaction and to talk to my viewers. So did I come off as unproductive and just tooting my own horn? You know, like I love to do. But who doesn't? We're all narcs, really, right? That's why we want to make videos. Because we want our opinions to be heard. Tooting my own horn. And like, you know, detracting and flipping my thesis through a hypocritical objective of hypocritical objective. Yeah, I'm using these words right. Of less criticisms and more fun, while taking part in such behavior of analyzing movies. There's a disconnect there. There's a cognitive difference there. It's there. Alright. And to reiterate, like, this is all for fun, and I really loved how comedy was added in so perfectly in all these Marvel movies. It just never talked about how bingeable and rewatchable so many of these movies are, and most of that is simply due to the perfect comedic parts. And when you catch them and when they're being used, man, it just makes you want to laugh and just applaud and just laugh. Which is why I put all the Guardian of the Galaxy movies into one, because I think they are the ones that have the most amount of comedy. And yeah, and now let us talk about the marital issues that have been coming up in my Sims 4 Legacy of Life and Death. So as you can see, Rainy and Sunny have evolved. They have evolved, and I don't remember if I left their they generated some interesting fashion choices, and here was just me trying to get the other one to evolve at the same time as her twin. But yeah, you see here I'm struggling with the furniture placement, and if you guys have seen my live stream where I basically gave all these peeps a new home because I just love this home, but I was also how am I gonna extend it? I'll have to change so many things, and I'm getting a little bored being in this dark and gloomy world. So I relocated myself to the ranch. Alright, we're not gonna become horse girls, but that may come to fruition if you guys wish. But yeah, we went to the west. Alright, we went to the west, we get a bigger house, and I tried to make it more easily accessible and livable, and everybody has a flipping bed they can go into. And because now won't really need the butter, maybe perhaps I can enjoy going out more. I mean, you can see my struggles right now, basically, just adding more of these things. I think what I had noticed was that my sim, the main sim, the Grim Reaper sim, was getting quite fat. He was getting pretty fat, and I also had to make sure that the ladies didn't grow hair anymore, because I am strange like that, where it's hair on women. Okay, I'm not a misogynist, I'm not a weirdo when it comes to that. In real life, I don't care. You do you. In The Sims, where everything that there is, I always want it to be perfect, look perfect, and be perfect. For the women to get hair that fast, I have to turn off the hair growth. I have to do it. This is starting to come out strange, and I'm when I'm gonna have those screenshots, it's gonna look very, very weird. But yeah, definitely. And my poor little sad, what's his name again? Blake, something like that, has to sleep on the cushions because my Sims are having marital issues. Thank you, romance pack. So, Diane and Blake are no longer in love, which means they can no longer share the same bed So I have to get them bunk beds also. Same with Ashley. It's too hard to get. So each and every person is going to be sleeping within their own bed and not with each other. With each other would be productive and nice and make it easy to move on forward. But no, that's not the game we are playing. We are playing with unexpected, different consequences when you put a lot of stuff together, and it's hard to tell where it's going, needs to go, or should go. So yeah. So it's 1 second, let me answer a message. Alright, sorry about that. Man, probably so many people are like, oh no, oh god, with the 10 minutes left, he isn't talking, what are we gonna do? But that's why you have all this to watch. I left in that portion. What do you call it? I left in that portion where it's stuck and I was stuck. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Well, you guys can kind of if someone watches through it, or maybe I can be skip between minutes 25 to 27 because there is an issue. Me talking about non-issues and then having a really big one right then and there, and I'm not speaking, and at the same time, you guys cannot watch it without me speaking. It's ridiculous. Okay. But yeah, marital issues. Diane and Blake don't want to sleep next to each other because they're arguing, and I had them see a therapist, and that still didn't work out. Leo and Ashley have been having issues since the very beginning. They are still having issues, so I'm looking for furniture that's gonna look nice, that's gonna look cool, that's gonna kind of go with the vibes, and again, with my neat OCD-S, which I don't actually have OCD, I'm just saying because that is what is generalized most of the time. I am sorry if anybody has that, and I am not making a good point by allowing myself access to that information, and I do not want to go forward with, false information when it comes to disorders that affect people very much. So yeah, I want everything to be symmetrical, to look perfect, to go with the house, this. So yeah, where are we now basically? The bathroom. I'm just editing that out to try to make sure that they can actually get in there, because for some reason they weren't able to access. Oh, never mind. I remember I had actually made the bathroom larger, simply because we had toddlers, so we needed the bathtub in order to bathe them, and now luckily we do not, so I can just make it go back to looking normal as possible, even though this house is anything but normal. These Sims and this house are anything but normal. These twins are genetically how did that work actually? What's the word? Genetic babies? Not normal babies. Oh yeah. You call into that function and you say that you want a scientific baby, and I had gotten 2 scientific babies, usually known as twins. Yep, That's what happened. And then here, I was just trying to find my dude some love. So he could, just move on in life. But, wait, did he? Nah, they're all gonna be like, no, I'm sleeping or something, I believe. And so I was like, you know what? Heck with that, just go flipping eat something. And she's out here dying. I know, like, when I was actually playing through this, oh man, was it flipping frustrating. Because look at him and then all that, like that face right there, that's me. That is me, the face that Blake made. Yeah. And there's the bunk bed that needed to be added because they couldn't be a couple anymore. So sad. But makes sense. Realistic. You don't always stay with the first person that you get hooked with, but you can sometimes, you can go back also, so it's not the worst possible thing in the world. And then, like, when I placed this, I had to, like, make sure that, like, they could access it. So which one's good? Like, accessing it, like, training about the color and all that. Yeah. So here we are gonna assign it and test it. Yet, I guess not yet. Just focusing on the kids. I think I left that part where I, like, fix up the kids' clothing and stuff. Or maybe I didn't. Should be. Either way. Because I'm a little all over the place. And we've just got left for 4 more minutes. And I don't know if I should just let it play out. Like by speaking, or just kind of actually let it play out and just you guys just see whatever my Sims are doing, just for some comfort views. Yeah. And then Mr. Butler, I was like, what the heck? He doesn't have options. Like, I forgot which specific option I was looking for, but so far he has worked for me. But now that they're officially kids, I don't think I need him anymore. So I doubt he'll be transferred to the new house. I don't know how that works, but the fact that I have to make him scrub the toilet is something else, right? So even if I don't get glitches in my game, I still get bad performance from certain packs that are only bought for a specific purpose. Who's the perpetrator? We will never know. It's The Sims. The Sims is everything. But thank you, Sims. Thanks to you, I don't have to put way too much effort in order to be a quote-unquote content reviewer. A movie critic. All that, yeah. Gonna say, I don't know why I'm talking like this. It's not making sense. And then the flipping selfie. I don't think I saved that. Like, I hope I did, but I don't think I did. Because that was gonna be the thumbnail initially. It's been it keeps doing that. Like, if I'm not doing something specific or doing anything, it just it's obvious I'm doing something, and it didn't do all that for the first 30 minutes. I didn't have to go back and forth with all that. But I couldn't stand it that Leo was so fat. So I was like, you know what? I don't care how hungry you get. Even if you faint from lack of water and food, you are gonna get thin. Okay, you're gonna have an almond once a day, and that's all you're gonna have. And if you're extra hungry, you're gonna have an almond in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Got it? You need an almond. You better lose that weight. You better maintain that figure, because if you're not, then you are not the Hadids. Yeah, but people come out with eating disorders, but they won't try to better themselves by leaving that toxic industry, maybe for something more, because come on, if you have all this money, then maybe you can help bettering that industry. Maybe by buying a fashion show or something like that, and you have your own morals set in place, and then people can work for you. And it's just my blues of like basically right at the end that I'm just like filling in time. Anyways, since we are gonna be out of time and out of touch, because that is me, I am extremely out of touch because I am extremely, no, I'm not extremely perverted, I'm not extremely out of touch, and I have said for what I am, and I am who I am, and not who I profess to be. I'm just kidding, whatever. But I don't know where I was going off of that. That's supposed to be a joke or a statement. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. But before you have a great day, and while you have a great day, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, and see if I should do this from now on, which I probably will, but you'll just have to wait and see. Thank you. Love you guys. And bye. Ooh, got like comment from the new Caliente. That's Caliente. But I've been watching Gamer Girl again. I've been watching a lot of stuff. Okay.